Savannah, Georgia, strapped barely making ends meet, craving beans and cornbread, oh yes, when I ran smack into my old buddy Pete. He says, strap yourself in, won't you, lonesome cowboy, and get ready for the rodeo of your life. If you listen, 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 and hold on, you get riches beyond imagination. So nice. Here's 10 Bitcoin, please take it. Take a hold and lock, don't let these out of your sight. Keep holding on for the magic, which awaits you, yeah. Keep holding strong in time. See you rise. Keep holding strong. Keep holding on. Keep holding on, some cowboy, yeah. He says, strap yourself in, won't you, lonesome cowboy, get ready for the rodeo of your life. With the look in his eye, like my life was dependent on his words. Hold on, you get rich, yeah, beyond imagination. So nice, so nice, so nice, so nice.
Hey, and welcome to another Main Contained Fishing podcast. Give me a thumbs up if you can hear me real well. Last time we had this thing going, we had some technical difficulties, so just give me a thumbs up if you can hear me good, if you can see me good. All I got to say is we're gonna have just a little bass talk tonight, guys. So we're gonna jam along here, get this thing started a little bit. Grab your favorite beverage. Mine's Seattle, Nevada tonight, a little pale ale. And if y'all know any beer companies out there want to sponsor a podcast, let me know. I'll reach out to them. We always like to drink a little bit of beer here and there. So yeah, we're gonna get this thing started. We don't have any guests tonight, so we're just gonna kick this thing off, and we're gonna talk about some tournament stuff and see how everybody is doing on the water. I know this crazy weather had some storms pass today. Probably messed up the water a little bit, making it muddy. But yeah, we're gonna kick this thing off and get everybody jamming here a little bit, and we'll be right back.
Welcome, kayak anglers. You are tuning into the Paddle and Fin Podcast Network, kayak fishing's best network of shows with great hosts covering all things kayak fishing, bringing you special guests covering topics such as shore fishing, river trips, gear reviews, angler profiles, tournament news, and more. Sit back, relax, let's do this.
And welcome back, guys. Like I said, we're just gonna kick off and just talk a little bit of bass fishing. See how everybody's week's been, month's been. You've been on the water, throw it up in the chat. Let's chat away. What you catching fish on, what you ain't catching fish on, how everything's been fishing. lakes, rivers, ponds, creeks. Um, and we'll talk about some of the other stuff down in Florida. Man, they put up old Polinick, I think that's how you say his last name, put up a bag down there on the Elite Series. But yeah, um, we just gonna kind of kick off things and drink a beer or two here while we're on the podcast. But yeah, the 2025 season is kicking off here shortly for the SEGKBF guys and gals, which March 1st kicked off the kayak nationwide online series that we host online strictly for the whole nation. And we've got a few fish on the board. We've got a total of 8 anglers on the tournament right now. I think today is the last day to register for that. So hopefully the deadline ain't ended. I think it ends at 11:59 tonight. Excuse me, fellas. But yeah, we kicked that off March 1st. That runs all month long. That's going to run every month. March, April, May, June, July, August, September, and October. We're going to run that online series. So we like I said, there's been a few anglers. There's a total been 18 fish caught in that tournament so far. Let me see if I can share my screen here with y'all, and y'all can kind of see what's going on in the tournament. I kind of like to share things here. Total of 18 people in the tournament. You can see 75 inches leading the tournament so far, but by the end of the month, I guarantee you that's going to be probably 100 inches or better. Especially the way that the weather's fixing to warm up here in the south. I know your northern guys are still under ice and snow. Like somebody said, Michael Bradley said in the chat that lakes and ponds are still iced over there. So, but yeah, so 75 inches leading it. So we're off to a good start for that month already. So yeah, like I said, that series is just strictly online nationwide. So if you know any anglers like to fish online tournaments, tell them to get in it. And a $20 membership fee for all tournaments is required, but they get a Angler of the Year points and chances to win some prize packets and bragging rights for the next year. But Mr. American Wrangler 1440 said he fished last weekend on Lanier, put up 76 inches on the board, had a good day even though it was cold. Man, that is a good day. A lot of spots out there. That's a spotted bass lake. Was most of them spots, or was there some largemouth mixed in? So, but yeah. So going back to this online stuff real quick. The way I close it out for each month is the 5th by each month. So if you're registered by the 5th of each month, you can get into the tournament. So just make sure you look at them dates correctly when you register on TourneyX. But yeah, let's talk about Lanier for a minute. I've never fished that lake, and I'm not a big spotted bass fisherman. Just because I think 2 years ago is when I first caught my first spot, and that was up in Lake Hartwell. But yeah, that lake is known for spotted bass and fishing ditches. And so what was your go-to bait, Mr. American Angler or Wrangler, excuse me? What was your go-to bait on Lanier that day? Was it the good old minnow, like you say? Old DC calls it a minnow. But yeah, it's Mr. Perez says his home pond is Lanier too. A lot of them northern Georgia boys are hopping in here tonight. Good evening, Mr. Tim Williams. Mr. Roy has joined us from the USA Kayak Fishing Magazine as well. If y'all hadn't checked him out, go over to his website, check it out, read the articles. You might appear in an article if you fish with us. So you might get a little bit of magazine time. So we are pushing forward with the tournament scene in the magazine for him as well. So if you happen to win one of the tournaments, your picture and your little name might be up in there. So yeah, he said they caught bigs on a jig and ditches and a grande bass wacky rig for my good ones. Talking about a wacky rig, if you ain't throwing nothing else and the fish ain't biting, you can throw a wacky rig and at least catch one or two 12 inchers. I threw it the other day for the first time and ever. And I ended up catching two of the best bass of the day on a wacky rig. But yeah. So where do y'all like to fish on Lanier? Like what y'all like to fish? The upper lake, the middle lake? Y'all tell me a little bit more about Lanier. Because I'm planning on traveling a little bit this year to fish a little bit, and I'm looking for people to fish with. But yeah, it's been a wild one down here in South Georgia. And I don't know how everybody else is looking at the water temps, but our water temps have been between 56, 57 up to 60, 61. And talking about let's talk about the spawn a little bit. And Dalton Outdoors, I'll get with that question in just a minute, sir. But yeah, I'm ready for the spawn to hit. I've got a 7-Eleven heavy over here, right? We're waiting on the pull off some of them bed and bass, them spawning bass. So, but Dalton, you asked the question: Can I use any fish ruler in the tournament? No, you cannot. The only two fish rulers measuring boards that you can use is made by Ketch, KETCH, or the Yak Attack leaderboard. You can go on either one of their websites and get that board. But yeah. So let's kick off this. Let's talk about the Georgia Tour Kayak Series, which it kicks off on March 15th on Lake Juliet, just above Macon. And we were talking about water temperature. John says it's been 54 degrees out there this week on the lake. That's another lake that I've never fished, and I'm just going to shoot some content for my YouTube channel while I'm there before I get off the water and judge fish. But yeah, no, we're not doing Tobo again. We're planning on doing that next year. So Tobo is a good little lake. If y'all don't know Tobo, it's actually just west of Macon city limits. But yeah, it's a good little lake. Just have to hit it right time of the year before all the jet skiers and all the big boats get out there and start waking you out to the water. So with the Georgia Tour Kayak Series, we're fishing Juliet this year. We're fishing Clark's Hill. We are fishing Russell and Sinclair. We've got several dual events, partnership with the Georgia Bass Nation and Mr. Steve. So we're going to run one event with him on, I think, Sinclair, and we're running an event on Russell with, I think that's a triple event. It'd be us, South Carolina Bass Nation, and Georgia Bass Nation on on Russell. So, and then we're going to Clark's Hill with just the South Carolina Bass Nation and JC Sanchez, which is the TD over there. But yeah. Oh, I know who American Wrangler is now. Gotcha. Yeah, them jet skis out there got bad. In which I talked to the park service and all that who runs that and told them about it. So hopefully we can fish Tobo next year early, maybe February or March, maybe February maybe we'll start the next year in February. But yeah, so we're running a total of 9 events in the Georgia Tour Kayak Series with the championship round in November. And so if you're looking to get into some live tournaments, travel a little bit, camp out, stay in an Airbnb, we'd like to see you on the water there with us on them Georgia Tour Kayak Series. So let me see. John's asking me a question in the chat. When do we go to Russell? And talking about Russell, it's actually Richard B. Russell. It's not Lake Russell. It's Richard B. Russell Lake. It's part of the Savannah River chain. We have a tournament up there that we qualified for. Several of us from the club, from the organization, is going up there to fish the Brian Latimer Straight Up Fishing Championship, March 30th, which is on a Sunday. So we're fishing Lake Russell on June 21st. Let me kind of throw this up here for y'all. And that way y'all can see all the live tournaments. And all this information is on my website at SEGKBF.com. So yeah, if y'all can see, up March 15th, Lake Juliet, April 11th, in collaboration with the Georgia Bass Nation on April 12th on Clark's Hill. And then April 26th, we go to Sinclair. Then we come back May 17th to Lake Sinclair with the Georgia Bass Nation again. And then the 21st will be on Russell with Georgia Bass Nation and South Carolina Bass Nation. And then August 2nd will be Clark's Hill with the South Carolina Bass Nation. And the 13th of September coming back to Sinclair. Then in October, we go back to Juliet, and then the championship's held on Lake Sinclair in November. So, but yeah, all this information can be found on the website. You can find the waivers, the tournament rules, tournament identifier, everything right here on the website as far as the live tournaments. And of course, you can always email me if you have any questions, and my phone number is associated here on the website as well. So yeah, that's what we got going so far with the Georgia Tour Kayak Series. And if y'all didn't see on the social media stuff, if you're not a member of the group or me personally, I posted the big boards. So we gonna give out first through third with a big bass, and the big bass is actually sponsored by Kisselcraft Rods, Custom Rods. he's going to give us the big bass winner certificate to get a custom rod built. So if you catch the big bass in any of the tournaments, you might be able to. Heck, if you win 2 or 3 tournaments, man, you might have the setup, get 3 rods. So, and the first place winners gets a watt cycle battery. So yeah, we got 4-7 Lures as a sponsor this year. We got Mr. Tim Williams again with Thunderstruck Baits. We got Braid Company, Fluorocarbon. They're a good company. I've got all their braid on my reels that I use braid on now. Is Reaction Tackle. Heck of a price on braid. I'll go ahead and tell you, you can get a whole 350-foot roll of it for pretty darn cheap. So, but yeah. So another thing that we got going this year is the Weekend Warrior Series. The Weekend Warrior Series is actually, and I'll kind of explain this because some people text me a while back asking me how it worked. So the tournament will start on the 14th of March, run the 14th, 15th, and the 16th. It's a 3-day tournament. Your best 5 fish for them 3 days. So if you only have 1 day to fish, you can put up your best 5 and have a good chance to win. So, and that tournament series will run in coalition with the live with the live event numbers. So the next Weekend Warriors will be April 12th. So you can kind of, if you're fishing the live tournament and you're fishing you can kind of double dip and use the same fish. So kind of easy to do. So if you think you can do pretty well, and also you get Angler of the Year points on that as well. So, but yeah, it's a good way to get your feet wet in tournament style fishing, and that's done strictly online too. Is the Weekend Warriors. So if you're debating on whether to get in tournament kayak, tournament bass fishing, you might want to seek out some of them lower entry fees, something to get your feet wet, things like that. So, but yeah, it's so that's the 3 series that we're running this year with SEGKBF, and I've added two more things, and we'll talk about them after the commercial break here in a minute. So, kind of throw that out as well. If you in the chat, if y'all would like to see any type of tournament style added, just throw it up in the chat and we'll discuss it, and I can kind of, we could do, I don't know, golly, I don't know. There's so many different type tournaments out there. You can do a 4x4, you can do a 3x3, you can, with a 4x4 is it kind of explain the 4x4 is, so you would have four people, the first 4 people who paid a tournament fee for the tournament you would have to meet up at a certain spot on a certain lake, launch from the same location, and go and fish for 4 hours. So you got four guys fishing, or four people fishing. Let's put it that way. 4 people fishing for 4 hours from a certain spot on a lake, on a river, a creek, anything that's public access. And then the winner takes all. You kind of, so there's a lot of things that can be thrown out there. But yeah, it's that's where we stand as far as all the tournaments that we're running, either online or in live person tournaments. So kind of tell me in the chat whatever, if you've been fishing, if you yeah, Johnny's kind of giving it away in the chat, but like I said, I'm going to kind of explain the fry thing and the rod bender thing after the commercial break, because I don't think a whole lot of people are understanding that part of it, of how it operates. So we're going to go dive deeper into the fry and the rod bender series, and try to get some more people signed up. So and go that route. But yeah, John's talking about some river brawls. Uh, yeah, we could think of some river brawls. We can do the Okmulgee. Maybe we could do the Ogeechee. Just trying to get some bigger rivers. That way you have more land ends to choose from. Because if you're talking about smaller rivers, it's hard to get in locations. But yeah, we certainly can do some river brawl stuff. Maybe during um, I'll get with some other tournament directors and see how their tournament season, because I don't think we hold anything in July besides the online stuff. We don't have a live schedule for July, so we might maybe throw a 3 or 4 river brawl together, so you don't have to travel as far. You can just go to your favorite river by your house and launch and fish away, and kind of it'd be like a river brawl online thing. So there you go. There you go, John. I just said it. Online river brawl. Um, yeah, I'll talk with the guys from the Georgia KFL and some other tournament directors and see what they say, and see if we can bring it all together. I think me and Terrell talked about it last time on the podcast that I had him on last time. We were talking a little bit, and we're trying to reach out to all the tournament directors here in Georgia, and just kind of having take the top 10 from each club and have a club fest um, at a lake, and see if we can see who comes out on top in the club fest. So, but yeah, yeah, the Oconee River. So y'all give me a heads up on the Oconee. I know it flows outside of Dublin. How's the fishing in it? Um, during certain parts of the year, maybe July. Is there too many people on the river at that time? Y'all let me know. I've never fished the Oconee. I've really never fished the Okmulgee, the Oconee, the Flint. Never fished any of them. So y'all just let me know how the fishing is and what we can do. We can but yeah, I'll add that to my notepad, John, for an online river brawl in July. Online river brawl. We'll push that for July. Golly. Mr. Lane Johnson Outdoors says he caught a 10.5 out of it 2 years ago. What's the river record? We got to look at the river record for the Oconee. Let's see what we can find out here on the Oconee. The Oconee River. Is the Oconee above? I got two things. I got the Oconee and then the Oconee River below Sinclair. So where was the 10.5 caught? Below Sinclair? Is that where y'all fish mostly? Down below? Yeah, 10.3. Good old Georgia State or GON.com don't not working for me tonight. Here we go. The Oconee River below Sinclair record fish is 3.2 ounces by Tracy Jackson, caught back in 2017. A 10.3 river bass. That's the largemouth art. Does the Oconee have spotted bass in it as well? I'm not for sure. I'm not not familiar with that river, so I don't know what species are in there. Yep. Okay. So it does have spotted bass. So if you catch a spot, there's no river record on the spot yet. So if you catch a spot out of there, you might want to submit it to the state of Georgia for a river record. I think the Omaha bass and the spot, well, it really depends on what people say is a spotted bass versus an Omaha bass. But now I've fished down the Omaha before, where the Oconee and the Okmulgee meet to make the Omaha. And there's good bass fishing down there too. That Omaha River just gets swift. It's a pretty large river. It's the largest river east of the Mississippi. But yeah, we'll man, we've been talking 30 minutes right here already. But so yeah, if any of you guys are fishing the Oconee, make sure I'd like to see somebody's name up there for a spotted bass record. We even get you in the magazine if you catch a record. With Mr. Roy Wigden over at the magazine, we put you in there. We'll write an article for you. But yeah, yeah, we're just gonna take a quick minute, about a minute and a half break here. So if you're thirsty, go grab you some more water, tea, Coke, beer, whatever you're drinking tonight. So and we'll be right back, and we'll explain the fry series that's going on and the rod bender series in the second half. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back.
There's a world out there waiting to be explored. But true freedom requires a different kind of power. Power that's reliable, sustainable, and built to keep up with your adventurous spirit. Wattcycle provides strong and stable power.
It's a really good deal.
These are great little batteries. They have high temperature, low temperature sensors.
Really high quality cells come in these things now.
So far, so good. Everything seems to be efficient.
Well, it did everything that it said it would do.
Wattcycle's lithium iron phosphate batteries utilize advanced battery management and thermal control technologies to ensure exceptional performance and reliability. We only use premium grade A cells, selected for their high energy density, superior safety, and impressive cycle life of up to 15,000 charges. Wattcycle is proud to serve over 300,000 customers, empowering homes, businesses, and communities around the world with sustainable energy solutions. Our batteries are engineered to provide clean, efficient power for your renewable energy systems. Wattcycle versatile power solutions for every adventure. Experience freedom on the road. Stay out on the water longer. Hit the greens with confidence. Secure your home's energy needs. Maximize your solar potential and more. Watt Cycle Power Infinite.
And welcome back for the second half. Man, it is when you're sitting here talking and reading chat, you don't realize it's already been 30 minutes. But yeah, we're going to talk about this fry and this rod bender series. So the fry, and I'll tell you where the names came from, and you'll understand. The fry is your, of course, is your baby bass, right? Until they get on up to a certain age, weight limit or whatever, length limit. So with the fry series, so both of these series, let me go back a little bit. So both of these series are $40 buy-ins. It's a year-long series, and they're done on Tourney X. And what I kind of had in mind was, so if you register for the year-long, your $40 goes into the pot. And then if we build that pot, when we build that pot up, is then whoever wins each series, either the fry or the rod bender. So there's going to be two. So if you want to get in both of them, it'd be $80. So is the winner gets a choice of his choosing or her choosing of what gift card they would like to have from their favorite bait place in order to buy more tackle with. So it could be Omnia Fishing, it could be Tackle Warehouse, it could be if they need some stuff for their kayak from Yak Attack, from things like that. So we need to get some more people in there. It's a year-long thing, so it's kind of weird running a year-long thing, because usually I don't run year-long things. But yeah, so the fry tournament is your 5 smallest bass. So it doesn't have to be a certain length. It doesn't have to be, but I think the catch boards, and I don't have mine available because it's packed up over here, is hang on, I can actually look online so I can get the length right. I think they start their boards off at a certain length. And if you're listening or watching, if you can find it before I do. So yeah, they start off at a 1-inch increment on their catch board, and Yak Attack leaderboard. Let me see if I can get a picture of it here. I think they start off at a 1-inch increment too. Can't really tell by their pictures on their website. So yeah, John. There is no. I think I don't think I put a deadline on it. I think I just ran it for the whole year, so there's not really an expiration date that gets signed up on it. If you let me look, I can look here in a minute. But yeah, it's nationwide, not just Georgia. So anybody can get in this thing and submit their 5 smallest bass on the fry. So yeah, I thought it would be kind of cute and funny to see what people submit on the fry, because you can go out there with a small spinner bait or even a wacky rig or a drop shot or a Ned rig, something finessey, and catch some small bass. So, um, and as far as the rod bender goes, the rod bender is exactly what it says, a rod bender. So it's going to be your 5 largest in length bass. So, um, so you have your small bass and your big bass. So, um, let me look right quick here, and I can tell you exactly when these tournaments, the deadline for them are. I don't think I set any kind of deadline. Yeah, the deadline is 12/31 of 2025 at 11:59 p.m. So there is no deadline on when to register for either one of these. So, um, but I thought it would be a great way to kind of, when I kind of get people out on the water, kind of let them compete a little bit, see what. I'm always throwing ideas around when I'm working night shift, especially riding around with a notepad in my hand on my computer, and and just thinking of crazy stuff to do. But yeah, if y'all think of anything, any other kind of crazy tournaments, um, let me know. I'll throw some crazy tournament stuff out there, kind of make everybody's mind a little blown. Lane Johnson Outdoor says he only catch small fish when I go for the big fish. I think that's everybody. And if you go for, and I end up catching small fish too all the time. But yeah, it's I'm as a tournament director, I might even get in it and see how small a fish I can catch. But yeah, it's so that's all we got to offer for this year 2025. Like I said, the Georgia Tour Kayak Series, which is a Georgia-based live tournament. Um, and then we have the Weekend Warriors, which is one weekend a month for 3 days. Starts on a Friday, ends on a Sunday. And then we got the Kayak Nationwide Series, which are month-long tournaments each month. Yeah, Tim, I think we can do a 1 rod and 1 bait. Man, that'd be tough. Or we could go buy a Barbie rod. Everybody's got to use a Barbie rod or a Spider-Man rod. But yeah, yeah, Johnny, I think for the rod benders, I think it's going to take at least 125 or better to win it on a year long, especially if you can get in it get in it right now before the spawn hits you. The northern guys, of course, their spawn's not going to happen until later on in the year with all that white stuff and icy stuff they got up there. But down here in the south, especially the bags you saw come off the St. John's down in Kissimmee and things like that. Them Florida boys will put up 125 inches pretty dang quick. So yeah, Chad. I can talk a little bit more about the 3-day Weekend Warrior format. Just kind of repeat everything from the first part of the show here. So the 3-day format. So it's going to be, the first one kicks off in March. So it's going to be March 14th, 15th, and 16th. It'll be a Friday, Saturday, Sunday tournament. It's a 5 fish limit. So for your 3 days is your biggest 5 fish. So if you can't, there's a lot of people that don't fish on Sunday for church reasons, family reasons, stuff like that. So they only have, and then you some people work work a weekend shift only. Especially nurses, doctors, some police officers and stuff like that, first responders. Um, so it might be their weekend off and they want to go fishing. But say like me, I took I have every other weekend off. But say if I only had Friday and Saturday off and I had to work Sunday and Monday, then I could fish Friday and Saturday and try to catch my big 5 bass for the tournament. So hopefully that explains a little bit better for you. So it's a 3-day tournament. You don't have to fish all 3 days, but you're allowed 5 fish for the 3 days. That just kind of helps out. Some people run it where they catch 5 fish per day. Well, if you're not fishing all 3 days, that doesn't help. So I decided to go with 3 days, 5 fish total, and leave it at that. Dalton, we had an average of probably 8 or 9, 10 people last year. We just had some bad dates that we held some live tournaments on. So we kind of looked at that from last year as far as the dates goes, and kind of pushed everything away from Easter holidays and kind of other holidays on these bottles of water, especially you're talking about Memorial Day, Labor Day, stuff like that. We try not to hold tournaments on lakes and days because just so much boat traffic. But yeah, we'll kind of recap the first part of the show for people that they're just now coming in and listening to the cast. Is we are hosting the Georgia Tour Kayak Series, which is the in-person tournaments. And then we're holding the Weekend Warriors event. Then and then we're doing the Kayak Nationwide online series. But yeah, we got Johnny's asking in the chat. And the reason why I'm reading these chats out, because I put this stuff on Spotify and other platforms that are just listening, and I like to read the chat stuff. So Johnny's asking, fishing both tournaments, do you have to stop by 5 on Friday? Or let me ask you this: Are you talking about the Weekend Warrior Series? I just need a little bit of clarification. And then, hey Dalton, you'll be hey man, we'll welcome to any of the tournaments, man. I know there's some guys that fish the Georgia KFL stuff, and they're supposed to be coming, so we might have a heck of a turnout on Juliet. And but sure, we're definitely going to have some good turnouts on Sinclair and Clark's Hill and Russell, just because we can, especially with Clark's Hill and Russell, we can pull from the South Carolina side as well. So going back to Johnny's question, he's talking about the Weekend Warrior Series. No, the Weekend Warrior Series, you can fish through the night. So if you can't get out on the body of water in the morning or midday, you can fish throughout the night. So you can do a little bit of night fishing. Excuse me. Lane Johnson Outdoors said we should do a bass tournament with catfish rods. Could you imagine throwing a shaky head with a catfish rod? That thing would be huge. That would be fun though. We could. Or Check this out. This kind of tournament. Do you know them Sour Patch things that kids eat? They look like worms. They're made by Truly. That's the only thing that you can have as bait in your boat, and you got to catch bass off of it. A Truly sour worm tournament. Or frog only. You could do frog only tournaments. You can do what else? There's all kind of tournaments we could do. I've got them written down on my notepad over here. So, but yeah, talking about frog tournaments. There's a Zoom. That's a Zoom frog for you. I got all kind of bait sitting on my desk. Oh, he meant throwing a frog on a catfish pole. I don't think you would have to. Golly, that would be horrible. Try to work that frog. Yeah, that would be kind of horrible. So, hey everyone, we've been going on about 52 minutes now. If y'all have any more questions about the tournaments, about equipment you need, bait giveaway. Hey, let me see what I got in the box over here. Hang on. I'll be right back. Y'all stay tuned with me just a minute. I forget I can unplug these things and take them with me. Let me see what I can do here. Boy. Can y'all hear me? I can hear you. I can hear myself. Yeah, we can give away a bait pack. The only question is, Tim, this is to Tim Williams. He's got to tell me the color. You got to tell me the color on that, Tim. Yeah, John, Lane, we can hey, we can do a crappie fishing tournament as well. We can always throw them things together. So Tim, tell me the color that is, please. So we're going to give a pack of these away from Thunderstruck Baits here. Like the good old song says, you've been thunderstruck. Like some old AC/DC a little bit. Let me pull up my drawing thing here. See if we can get this StreamYard to work for us. No, I don't require flag. But if you do launch, if you do launch before daylight and you have motors, you got to have all the navigational lights working. You got to have your Georgia DNR register stuff. No, I don't require a flag. Do flags help? I really don't know what the flag is. You just have to you just have to make sure you abide by all the Georgia DNR rules. All right, we're giving away some smoke gray. That's what Tim calls his thunderstruck creature bait here, is smoke gray. Um, so let me choose my live stream here and put the hashtag. What we're gonna hashtag tonight? We're gonna hashtag no lithium batteries. What are you talking about, no lithium batteries, Johnny? Come on now. No, I don't have no lithium batteries to give away. So the hashtag tonight is going to be hashtag ALE, 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 and we will share my screen here. We got 8 people. I should have 8 entries. Hashtag HALE, and we're going to give away some thunderstruck creature baits in smoke gray. In smoke gray. Mr. Green Jeans. I ain't heard that in forever. My granddaddy used to call him Mr. Green Jeans. In all my years of fishing and hunting, I've been checked by the game warden one time, and that was on a dove field. And I was in high school. I'll tell you the story right quick while everybody's hashtagging Ale. Is I was standing by the truck. I hadn't even shot around yet at any birds. And I was putting on my vest, getting all my shotgun shells, and he sneaks up behind me. Can I check your gun? Knowing good and well I didn't have a plug in my gun because I had been deer hunting the day before. I said, sir, I don't have a plug in this shotgun because I went hunting the day before for deer. He said, well, I'm gonna have to write you up. Well, needless to say, he didn't give me the ticket. Then he just wrote my name down, my phone number, my address. And so I go back to school the following week. About that Tuesday, my dad comes up to the school and asks the principal, can he talk to me just a minute? I said, what have I done that my daddy has to come up to the schoolhouse? And so I stepped there and talked to my daddy. And he said, son, I got a ticket from the game warden for you. I was like, a ticket? He said, yeah, it's shooting birds without a plug in your gun, and it's $100. I said, $100? I said, well, guess I'll have to pay it. So guess what I did? I went to work that afternoon, made $100, and paid the ticket. And that's my only run-in in with the game warden. I don't know what the heck is going on with this drawing thing tonight. It ain't collecting nothing. Yeah, they love some duck hunters. I'll go ahead and tell you that. I don't know what's going on with the StreamYard tonight, guys. Y'all just got to give me a minute. StreamYard don't like me lately. But yeah, it's there we go. We got it going now, boys. How about that? Is it good if a 15-year-old does a tournament by himself with one of his friends? How old is his friend? Lane. If anybody under the age of 18 has got to have an adult with them. Yeah, Johnny, I checked. I checked Juliet the other day for a campsite, and I think everything's booked. I don't know what the heck they got going on up there, but the only campsites I've found, I use an app called it is called HIP Camp, HIP Camp, and you can go in there and search, and people have land that you can camp on. There is a place. I don't know the name of the river. It starts with a T up there. I don't know how they pronounce it. Toagualala or something. I don't know. It's some Indian name. All right, guys, we are fixing a draw for this pack of baits from Thunderstruck. Get yourself some Thunderstruck baits. Tim Williams in the chat pours these things. He's from Jacksonville, Florida. You can reach out to him. I know he has a Facebook. Tim Williams. He's also a barbecue man. He likes to barbecue. So, but yeah. Hey, Lane. If you don't mind emailing me, my email is daniel@SEGKBF.com. Shoot me an email, and I'll kind of lead you through this thing with this 15-year-old. I like to get these young guys on the water if I can, because that's our future in the sport. So, all right, guys, we're fixing to draw these things right here, right quick. Let's see who gets the punching bugs. I use them things for punching and flipping. There we go. Mr. Lane Johnson Outdoors is the winner. Email me at daniel@segkbf.com with at your leisure, please. Leave me put in the email your address, your mailing address, and I will get these things mailed out to you. So, but yeah, I'm gonna throw this. Okay, Lane, just email me at daniel@segkbf, please, and with your address. You are the winner of the bag of baits, and that way we can get these baits out to you, and we can discuss about getting you on the water as well. I'll basically share this map with y'all. That way y'all can kind of see this other campsite real quick. So this is the retreat that I was talking about. This Toaluga River retreat. They have small cabins and they have some basic campsites where you can throw up a tent, but they do have some showers and some toilets and everything that the tent campers can use. So there it is. However y'all pronounce that up in Middle Georgia. So, yeah, I can put my email in the chat real quick. It's Daniel at SEGKBF.com. There's my email. Like I said, if anybody has any questions or anything, just reach out to me by email and we can get everything discussed through email. I'll give you I'll give you my phone number and we can even text. But like I said, always thank you for joining me on the podcast. We're just trying to get as much information out this year as we can to everybody and go from there. Make sure you go over to Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. If you haven't already subscribed, like our social media, as I push out information there. And hope to see everybody on the water. And everybody be safe rest of this week. If you're on the water this week, make sure you wear your PFD. And as always, fish on.
So nice, yeah, yeah, yeah. Keep holding on, some cowboy, you'll be right. Lonesome cowboy, good times round the corner, lonesome cowboy. Five men trying to put me on, like the biggest fool you ever laid eyes on. Ferocious, you can't contain, oh no. 15 getting buzzed by bodacious like he's out of control. On a four, gotta keep holding on. 20 spurs done tangled up in the rope, no hope left in me. 50 getting hit so bad, I'm struggling to cope. Only thing that I know is that I need to keep